Hello everyone. If we look at our official study guide, feature engineering is defined as the process of using domain knowledge to extract or create new variables known as features from raw data that make machine learning algorithms work more effectively. Now, in plain English, think of this like a chef preparing a meal. The raw data is like a bag of unpeeled potatoes and a whole chicken. Feature engineering is the act of peeling, chopping, and seasoning. You aren't changing the ingredient itself, but you are putting it into a form that the oven AI model can actually turn into a gourmet dinner. I once worked with a bank that was trying to predict if someone would get a mortgage. They had the raw data of birth date. Now, the AI can't do much with October 12th, 1985, but if we use our domain knowledge to calculate age from that date, suddenly the AI has a powerful number it can use to calculate risk. That's the simplest form of feature engineering, turning raw cold data into useful hot information. The official study guide mentions that one of the most powerful ways to engineer features is by combining multiple raw data points into a single, more meaningful metric. Sometimes two numbers on their own are okay, but when you put them together, they tell a much bigger story. Think of it like this. If I tell you a car has a 20-gallon tank, that's one fact. If I tell you it has 400 miles of range, that's another. But if you divide them to get miles per gallon, you've created a new feature that is way more useful for comparing cars than the two original numbers were alone. Stay with me for a moment on this workplace example. Imagine you're managing an AI project for a warehouse. You have a list of total sales and number of employees for 50 different locations. On their own, a big sales number might just mean it's a big building. But if you create a new feature called sales per employee, you suddenly see which teams are actually the most efficient. You've engineered a way for the AI to see productivity instead of just the size. It's like giving the AI a pair of glasses that helps it see the hidden patterns. Now, let's look at the opposite approach. According to the official study guide, feature engineering also involves decomposition, which is the act of breaking down a single complex feature into multiple simpler ones to highlight specific patterns. Sometimes data is too packed for the AI to understand. It's like getting a long run on sentence with no punctuation. We need to break it up so the meaning becomes clear. You might have seen this at work with timestamps. A system might record July 4th, 2024, 14 hours, 30 minutes, and 0 seconds. To a computer, that's just a long string of characters. But we can decompose that into, is it a holiday? Yes, July 4th. What hour is it? 2 p.m. And is it a weekend? No. Now, instead of one confusing date, the AI has three very clear signals. I remember a project for a coffee shop chain where hour of the day was the single most important feature for predicting staffing needs. The raw date was useless until we broke it down and showed the AI the morning rush. Uh, the morning rush. Uh, when we deal with text, the official study guide points us toward feature extraction, where we turn unstructured words into numerical features that represent things like sentiment or word frequency. Because as we've learned, AI doesn't read, it calculates. We have to find a way to measure language. Think of it like this. Imagine you have thousands of customer reviews. One says this is amazing and another says this is terrible. Feature engineering allows us to create a sentiment score. We might give amazing a +1 and terrible a -1. Now, instead of the AI trying to read English, it's just looking at a column of positive and negative numbers. You might have seen this in your own email spam filter. It's looking for features like the frequency of the word winner or free money. It's not reading your mail, it's counting the features that suggest it's junk. Now, watch how this connects. The official study guide warns us that more features aren't always better. In fact, feature selection is the process of identifying and keeping only the most relevant features to reduce model complexity and prevent overfitting. This is where you, as the project manager, have to be the editor. If you give a AI 500 different features, it might start getting distracted by coincidences. It's like trying to find a friend in a crowded stadium. Too many faces make it harder to find the one you're looking for. I like to tell the story of a team I coached that was trying to predict house prices. They included features like the color of the front door and the name of the mailman. Now, maybe in one or two cases, a blue door sold for more, but that's just a coincidence. The AI started thinking blue doors were a rule for high prices. That's noise, not a signal. We had to step in and say, stick to square footage, location, and number of bathrooms. Uh, we selected the features that actually mattered and threw the rest away. Uh, don't worry, we'll take it slow when we learn how to test which ones are the winners. But just remember, a lean model is usually a smart model. To wrap things up, the official study guide makes it clear that feature engineering is often the most time consuming part of the data preparation phase, but it also provides the highest return on investment for model accuracy. This is why we call it an art. It's where your business experience meets the data. You know your industry better than the AI does. As a PMI-CPMAI professional, your job is to sit with the data scientists and provide the domain expertise. When they say we have the data, you should ask, but have we engineered the right features? If you are building an AI for a hospital, you're the one who knows that time since last checkup might be more important than total number of checkups. You are the one who translates human intuition into a feature the AI can use. That's how you lead a project from being just a tech experiment to a real business success. We are going to discuss feature selection, removing that weight in details in next chapter.